Hello. Well, it's always good to be back, and let me say I'm very, very grateful to all of you who tuned in to check out This Nonsense Must Stop, Part 1. And I tell you, we're going to be continuing looking at several angles of Ghana and how this nonsense must stop. And we're doing that all on Talk Shop. You know what it is, man? We tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. Or if you will, you know the question, what time is it? And the answer is, it's nation time. Actually, there was a comment who said that KSM, I don't want you to say it's nation time, I want you to say it's nation Ghana time. Well, whether it's nation Ghana, whether it's nation, all nation be nation. So what time is it, folks? It is nation time. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, I want to explain a few things. And then gradually, you know, I promised you the last episode that this episode, we're going to look at a very critical question. What do we do with JB Danquah? It's coming up in this episode. But let's take a short commercial break. When we come back, Talk Shop is on. What time is it, folks? It's nation time. We'll be right back.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Hi, my name is Angela Metal, a massage therapist at Cactus Creek. My job is simply to pamper you with the 3 R's, to relax you, to revitalize you, and to rejuvenate you. Come and let me pamper you.
055 039 5007.
Thank you very much. We're back. The program is Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. The question is, what time is it? And the answer is, it's nation time. And we're back. We started last week talking about things that need to be changed in this dear country of ours. You love this country, I love this country. Sometimes the only thing that gets in the way is partisan affiliation, but I'm saying, for the purpose of being on Talk Shop, forget it. It's nation time. So let me start this way. Last week on the program, there were some comments. I actually read a newspaper publication that said KSM is warning that 6 months after the election, there's going to be violence in the country. I never said that, folks. No. I never said that. I specifically said this, that all this nonsense talk about state capture and all this denials and non-denials and things is not good for the country. And this is what I said, and I'm going to repeat it, that if we go into the next election And we have this brooding evil of a state capture hovering over the country. Trust me, it is not sustainable. I don't know. You know, when we actually are living in a state capture, the judiciary, the army, the media, all of them has been captured by the state so that there is no justice. Trust me, no regime on earth can survive 6 months when there's that kind of state capture. That's all I said. I am not predicting that 6 months after the election there's going to be chaos. No, I said this. We are going into this election and we have a choice. We can decide that we want to pick the path of prosperity, the path of rebuilding this nation, or we can pick the choice that, oh, we've been under state capture and that is it. Whichever choice we make, we get the consequences. And so all I was doing, or all I'm doing, is warning all of us. All I was doing was warning all of us that if we don't pick the right path, then we will witness an eruption the likes of which we have never seen before. I'm repeating that. I actually showed you some clips from back in the day during the June 4th revolution. Let me tell you the difference. In the June 4th revolution, it was the junior ranks in the armed forces that led a rebellion. Of course, led by Jerry John Rawlings, but it was the junior ranks, or as they called it, the other ranks. What I'm saying though is that, and I pray against it, folks, if there will be another eruption, if we don't take care, there will be. But this time it's not going to be other ranks from the officers. So this time is going to erupt from the youth of Ghana. And this is not politics. This is what I see, this is what I feel, that if we do not do the right thing in this country, the kind of anger, the kind of disappointment, and the kind of feelings that the youth are having when they feel so bottled and there's nothing else they can do, I'm telling you, it will lead to an eruption. This time not from the other ranks, but from the youth of Ghana. I want to play one or two things to you, because this feeling of an eruption, this scare, this possibility of an eruption has been with us for a long time. It started in the Arab areas where they had what they call the Arab Spring. And I really remember during the Arab Spring, Nana Danquah actually made a comment about the frustration of the youth and what led to the Arab Spring when he was having a discussion with Sifakai. Let's take a look at this.
Ghana says, "Yeah, way. Maybe I have me pa. Any juma any homa ya mebru. Cause no a koso sa. Me nka say me baba ye Jeremiah abaka se bibi da ma bibi fun betumi asi wo da bi. Me mpesa me esa. Nenso so no. So wahwe wiase abako ho asema. Wonim say man bi wo ho ekro bi wo ho a adwuma nim ema ye mebru a kaniki assemble to so man da ma bi. The friend of Arab Spring. Arab Spring. Started with Tunisia. Young boy, I think 23-year-old boy. Awako school, enya degree, I say, Unye Juma. And then one day in protest on Washington. Can you imagine the level of desperation involved in Nipa? So I bet say. I said, we are singing a basa. When it only does will be a bibia be a mouth. It's or show at the KSM at your mouth. There no buyer no air to say a jar or Tunisia because now for baby it is on. If I want a war, Memus at time into you, Hunisa, and so now for it is on the door. So, Papa, I wouldn't answer his case say, hey. we na all kind of some mama and here so near associate and shame and no anything here North Africa this Arab Spring no by.
There we go. Now all that he was warning was that the signs are on the wall, that the youth is frustrated. On one kind, the youth is frustrated, they are feeling hopeless, and the writing is on the wall. And he was actually talking about how someone burnt himself, set fire on himself and burnt it. And you saw how disgusted he was. But he was giving us a writing on the wall. So these things can happen. Why? Youth frustration. So he saw it back then over 8 years ago and signaled us. Now the question that you and I should ask ourselves that within that 8 years, are we doing something to actually make sure that this doesn't happen? You answer that question. And this feeling is not something that Nanado alone said. I remember, I think sometime last year, Olusegun also made a similar remark about Africa and the youth of Africa. Take a quick listen to this.
Warning about this. And all over Africa, we are all sitting on a keg of gunpowder because the youth, and there's virtually no exception in Africa where the youth are not angry. They are unemployed, they are unempowered, and they see nothing other than hopelessness. And in a situation like that, what you have from frustrated youth is anger. And when they have no hope, and then you see your leaders, some of them in obscene affluence, and if no adequate attention is paid to the needs of the youth in Africa, the autumn will turn to winter. It will be very ugly for all of us.
Folks, so first I showed you what Nanado said, then I showed you what Olusegun has said. Actually, what's the name of this also for saying? Archbishop Danquah Williams. He has expressed a similar sentiment about the frustration of the youth and what that can lead to. Let's listen to him right now.
The wind coming. Wow. And it's not 2019. It will begin after 2020 going. Arab uprising is coming.
Here.
It's coming. It's coming.
By the youth.
It's coming not just to Ghana, West Africa, all over, if we don't do something. Because you see, look at a lot of these youth. They've graduated from school. They are home, no job. Some of them, you go to these car washing places, you see 10 young men who have graduated from university washing one car. And then they have to wait for some hours before another car comes. Some of them live in these kiosks. You know, we have kiosk estates these days.
Yeah.
Opposite the wealthy areas.
Yeah.
And they know the people who live in the community. They went to school, some of their kids. Some of them know the families. They have nothing. Suddenly they go into politics and they have everything. And they drive the best, they fly the best, their children go to school abroad and everything. And they're sitting down there looking at all of this and saying, hey, wow, this thing is interesting. After a while, if we don't give them hope and a sense of direction, the most dangerous thing in life is to fight somebody who has nothing to lose. They don't have wives, they don't have children, they don't have cars, they don't have lands, they have no hope, nothing to live for. They don't mind dying.
Folks, did you hear that? All they are doing, folks, is that they are looking at the writing on the wall. As I said the last time I did the show, I said it's very, very interesting. Say, Ghana, everything is quiet. And somebody pointed out to me, the KSM, he said, do you know what that means? people are simply telling us to listen to what they are not saying. Last episode, it's very loaded. So you say they are not saying the other, why are you quiet? No, I say they are not quiet too. Listen to what they are not saying. And I'm telling you, the youth, the frustration and everything may seem quiet, but please, let's listen to what they are not saying. And that's what the whole episode was about, on this nonsense must stop, about state capture, about this. There were some people that were angry with me, said, KSM, go directly to the point. That's just my communication style. Because I know that before I talk, I have my lawyers read through everything I'm going to say, and they tell me how I can balance what I'm saying. They know why, I know why, you may not know why, so don't let it frustrate you. Anything that I want to say, I say it. If you have ears, you will hear it. If you don't have the ears, you say, no, I go directly to the point. Okay? So now, this week, this is what I want to talk about. And the main thing I talked about in the last episode was, what do we do with JB Danquah? Now here's the thing, folks. Some people too were pointing out to me in the last episode that they seem to think I'm lumping all Achims into one basket and saying that there's conflict between Achims and Ashantis. I never ever said that, folks. And I will never say that. So I will never say that. Maybe you didn't understand me well. Folks, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Achim, they have 3 branches. We have Achim Kutuku, Achim Bosume, and Achim Ebuakwa. All these 3 are sections of the great Achim. Now, what is happening though, folks, when we talk about JB Danquah, the issue of JB Danquah is not something that cuts across all the Achim factions. The issue of JB Danquah is limited to the Achim Ebuakwa because we're a royalty. JB or a royalty from Achim Ebuakwa. So when we talk about JB Danquah issue, I want us all to understand that we are not talking about the entire Achim thing, but particularly the JB Danquah group, which is linked to the Achim royalty. That's what we're talking about. And the fact that JB Danquah happens to be the mentor of Nanado Danquah and a family member. Now, this is what is happening in Ghana now, folks. There's a long, detailed history behind that, which I am not qualified to get into now, so I won't because it's not necessary at this point. But the summary of it is this, that there was some kind of alliance between the royals of Achim Ebuakwa and the colonial government. And somehow the Achims were expecting that JB Danquah will have a much bigger role, a much more recognized role in the independence of Ghana than is being accorded now. So because of this, there's an attempt now that the history needs to be rewritten. And those of the people who are in favor of the Achim Ebuakwa royalty will say, yes, this is wrong stuff, we need to rewrite and correct it. And those who are against it will say, you're not rewriting to correct it, you are changing history. There's no confusion. No? So, in terms of the role of JB Danquah in Ghana, the Ebuakwa royalty believes that his role is being downplayed. He played a much more significant role, and he needs to be recognized as such. And so everything should be done to change the historical records and all of the things, Council, Republic Day, everything, to project him And on the other hand, the others who are saying, no, you're going too far. You are distorting history and you are giving him accolades that he doesn't deserve. And then the confusion, And I'm here today to say this. What do we do with JB Danquah? What do we do with JB Danquah? And this is where I say, how I give unsolicited advice? Maybe free advice. You don't have to ask for it. I've given you some free advice. It's unsolicited. I just put it out there. So today I'm just giving some free advice to the Akyem Obuakwa royalty on what do we do with JB Danquah. Do you know, I think it's the Americans that say, put your money where your mouth is. Walk the talk. Put your money where your mouth is. They make a silent thing. All I'm saying is this. They are very, very, and I don't have to name them, important dignitaries from Akyem Obuakwa, from the royal family. And I'm daring them, walk the talk. We are talking about JB Danquah and what kind of role we want to create for him. I say, let's walk the talk. What do I mean by that, folks? I think it's been mentioned before that Furipenyin Ochihini wanted or thought of building a University of Agriculture at Bunsu. I think it is a fantastic idea. Let me say this, folks. Very soon we are going to be celebrating the 25th anniversary of Omwatia. Nothing would have been perfect that on the 25th anniversary of the celebration of Nana Omwatia, he would have been commissioning and laying the foundation for the building of the University of Agriculture and Soil Technology at Bunsu. We of the Akyem Obuakwa and those on the royal, can I quote the word of MPP? We have the men. Or should I say we have the people? We have the people that can raise funds. We have people with international connections. We have people who have the ability to raise funds. This is what I'm suggesting, folks. Please use the crowd that you have and whatever is within your power to get in touch with your international connections. Raise funds. And what do? Actually build the first University of Agriculture and Soil Technology based at Bunsu. Now, folks, I'm not talking about the university, some 2x4 university, a solid one, a world-class university. People come from far and wide, and when they come to Ghana, they want to go to the University of Agriculture and Soil Technology. And what will make it unique is that the university will be linked up to the CSIR so that they get into soil technology as well as to plant medicine in Mampong. So that it's a three-pronged thing. Agriculture combined with soil technology and development and plant medicine. It be my there. Now listen to what I'm saying, you folks. Put your money where your mouth is. Raise funds and build this University of Agriculture and Soil Technology based in Bunsu. And then what do? Fatu JB Danquah. Akyem for na minimum kasano. Not Akyem for. If for na the royalty, the big men, and you know who they are. Mona minimum kasano. Build this world-class University of Agriculture and Soil Technology, linked with plant medicine and soil research And Madam Fo, not just that, to put in the investment that you need to build into a world-class university. And name that university the JB Danquah University of Agriculture and Soil Technology. End of discussion. What am I saying? All I'm saying is this up and down, you change the history, we will do this. Let us move on. If we say we treasure him that much, if we love him that much, if he played that kind of significant role that we want to extol him, then all I'm saying is this: it is imperative that we build, or we make sure that we build this University of Agriculture and Soil Technology, linked with CSIR for soil research, linked with Bampom Plant Medicine. And trust me, folks, trust me, commission this and name this JB Danquah University of Agriculture. Do it worldwide. And folks, I'm telling you, do you think that if the Achim faction is able to do this, which they can, compared to this struggle about we have to name this university after you, and we have to change the history, and we have to cancel holidays, and we have to this, which adds more value, which adds an additional value to the branding of JB Danquah. Whether you're going to rewrite the history or you're going to glorify him. So this is what I'm talking about when I say last week that this week I want to talk about a simple thing. What do we do with JB Danquah? Right now what we are doing is that we are fighting history. There's so much history, man. And it's not as simple as how we want to make it or how we want to interpret it. There's a lot of history. I have had time to go into certain things so that I can clearly understand this whole phenomenon about how we want to rewrite history and change everything, and it is boggling my mind because I'm beginning to understand why some of the Achims have this obsession, and the word is obsession, that we have to make sure that we glorify JB Danquah to some extent, be as a national figure. And I'm saying, build that one world-class university. And when I'm talking about world-class, shall I mean world-class? By the way, have you seen, those of you who haven't seen Ashesi University? Birikusu. I think Ashesi was founded by a Ghanaian called Patrick Ewia. I saw Ashesi when she started because I went to give lectures at their campus at Laboni. Patrick Ewia actually invited me one time to be the keynote speaker for their graduation. And I've seen Ashesi grow from hiring 1 or 2 buildings in Legon to now, if you happen to go to Birikusu in Aburi, take a trip, take your eyes to go and watch and see Ashesi, the magnificence of the university. It is amazing. Why am I saying all of this? I'm pleading with Patrick Ewia. Please give the names of your architects. They are all Ghanaians. These are all Ghanaian architects who actually put Ashesi University together, and the place is world class. Ashesi compares to any university in the US. You know the top university in the US, even the Ivy League. I'm telling you, people come from Ivy League in the US, and when they come to Ghana, they want to go and see Ashesi. Build the University of Agriculture and Soil Technology and name it after JB Danquah. Asem nasa. So please, let's focus on the right thing. I think we spend too much time instead of doing the right thing that will make us all move on as a nation. We spend too much time over little things. And I really don't want to go into the intricacies of whatever slight rigmarole there is between Achems and Ashantis, because there isn't any like that. It is simply between some members of the Achem who have come from the royalty, and not even all Achem. It's limited to the Wokwa royalty. And I'm not saying this to the royalty. I'm not saying this to say anything. I'm saying this that let us move on as a nation. Massa, if you value JB Danquah and you need to do something, put your money where your mouth is. Build a world-class university, so that 20, 30 years down the line, whatever, kids will be growing up, say, Charlie, there's this world-class university in agriculture, Africa. Your friend JB Danquah University. That single act and the value it will give to him is more than this koha, but how you have to system history so that it fits a certain direction that you want. I know I'll get into big trouble for this, but let me see it again. If we respect a man and want to accord him with a certain level of respect, and we want to enhance his brand, this is the one I'm telling you. Because yes, all I know is that he was a great literary person. He wrote a play called The Third Woman. Fantastic classic. It was written by JB Danquah, The Third Woman. And he was more like an authority on the arcane concept of God. He wrote a whole thesis on the arcane concept of God, which I think worldwide, all the religious scholars, philosophy scholars would have to learn from JB Danquah writing the arcane concept of God. So the grand Wayebi, there's enough to brand this guy and worship him on. But please, distorting history is not the part of it. So I'm going to end because there's more coming on this program Talk Shop. But I'm going to end today and I'll say I'm pleading with that faction of Achems that the best thing we can do for JB Danquah is to memorialize them with this world-class university. And that's the best thing we can ever do for his image, for his brand, and for his contribution to the literary tradition and his thoughts, philosophical thoughts on the arcane concept of what God is. Mind-boggling. And we have enough in our arsenal to give him his due. But I'm saying his due is not this in Tokwa in history. His due is a action for royalty, patrimonial royalty. Action for royalty. Let us put our mouth where our money is. So this is my little bit on Talk Shop today. What do we do with JB Danquah? And I've told you what we need to do with JB Danquah. The Patrol 25th anniversary of Ochehene is coming. Nana, I'm sure you're getting ready to celebrate your 25th anniversary. Congratulations, 25 years. Wayali, Nyamishrao. I'm sure you have plans on how you can execute this 25th anniversary. But I'm telling you folks, don't underestimate the advice I've given you. Nothing will be more befitting. Nothing will surpass this idea of building a University of Agriculture and Soil Technology and naming it after JB Danquah. World class. Nothing will be that. Take my word. look at this direction as what you can do to really lift up and forget about this. On that note, I'm bringing it to an end. But the next episode, I'm going on to another angle of this nonsense must stop. I'm going to let Ghanaians know how we must stop selling our assets. Commander Sugar Factory, yes, here Delisi. We did a show on it. Yes, here Delisi. Commander plus other things. Ghana Fui. This is our wealth as a nation. Why? What is going on with us? This nonsense must stop. This is coming on Thursday. This Thursday at 7 p.m. on Talk Shop. This nonsense must stop. So stick around, folks. On the next edition, we will tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may. In the meantime, truth crushed to earth shall rise again. What time is it, folks? It's nation time. See ya.